Welcome to Dolphins Today by Chat Sports. We have a loaded topic on today's show, and that is one man and one man only, Tua Tagovailoa, because there was an interesting report from Jeff Darlington that suggested a contract extension between Miami and Tua may not be as close as we thought, and it could be heading towards a messy situation. But make sure you are subscribed before we get into the meats and potatoes of today's show, because we are 52 subscribers away from 57,000, a massive milestone on the channel. Let's get there on today's show. Help me out, Dolphins fans, because we're bringing you daily content on the latest surrounding the Fins. There's no other place you need to be other than Dolphins Today. All right, let's get into what Jeff Darlington did say, because this came on Tuesday afternoon when he was on NFL Live of ESPN, and he was asked about Tua, and he just kind of relayed some information. Right now, the Dolphins are not offering the contract that is the market value. Based on my conversations, they are not in the Jared Goff and Trevor Lawrence ballpark. Like, what are we doing here? Like, if you are serious about getting Tua Tagovailoa extended before training camp, how are we not in the same ballpark as Jared Goff and Trevor Lawrence? Those two extensions came in over the last month or so, with Lawrence's coming in just a couple weeks ago, where he got $55 million in annual average salary over 5 years, totaling $275 million. Like, Tua is in the same tier as these guys, which we'll break down in depth here in just a second. But I don't know how you can be seriously telling the media, Tua said it, that everyone's optimistic about this getting done before training camp in late July, but you're not in the same area code as the other two? Like, is Chris Grier playing hardball here? Like, why are we playing hardball? I understand that there is no reason for the Dolphins to rush into this. Like, they don't have to if they don't need to. Like, they don't need to, right? They can wait and talk about this next offseason if they want to see another year of Tua. Because, yes, this is the fifth-year option for Tua, which means he's technically a free agent, but you also have the franchise tag at your disposal for 2 consecutive seasons. So there's 2 years of team control in Miami's favor. But when you look at what Trevor Lawrence and Jared Goff got, to me, I have no problem offering Tua Tagovailoa a similar contract to these two. I mean, Lawrence, as we slightly mentioned, got 5 years for $275, $200 million guaranteed, with a $55 million annual average value. And then Jared Goff got 4 for $212 with $53 a season and $170 million guaranteed. That is what the market is for quarterbacks in this range that T-Law, Jared Goff, and Tua Tagovailoa is. My question, if Tua and Miami aren't close to a deal and they're not in the same ballpark and they're not offering market value in terms of Chris Grier, then what is Miami offering? On an annual average basis, are they even getting to $50 million? Like, that is a massive question here. Are they in the high 40s? Because if they're in the high 40s and they're not even getting close to 52, 53, which is what Jared Goff got on an annual average basis, then this could drag out for quite a long time, which to me is not ideal for the Miami Dolphins, as they need to wrap this up before training camp, because you don't want a disgruntled Tua and you do not want a hold-out, hold-in situation clouding over this talented roster in July and August when you're trying to build those blocks to take you to the next level in the 24-25 season. We're going to talk continuously on Tua in today's show, but I want to get a little temperature check on y'all first. Are you concerned about the Tua Tagovailoa contract situation right now? If you are concerned, type C. If you're cool and you're like, it's whatever, they're going to figure it out, type F for fine. I want to revisit the quarterback comparison, because we showed the contracts of both Trevor Lawrence and Jared Goff, and I believe Tua should be getting the same amount of money, if not more. Like, maybe I'm biased. I don't know. But, like, think about T-Law and Tua. Trevor's played 3 more games. Tua has more yards. He has more touchdowns. He's a better QB rating. The only thing Trevor Lawrence has working for him is that he's thrown the same amount of interceptions in 3 more games. So if you were to average out Tua's average in the past 2 seasons and add 3 more games onto it, like, Tua wouldn't really be close to Trevor Lawrence. He had double-digit more touchdowns. He already has a double-digit better QB rating, and he'd have damn near 800 to 1,000 more yards than Trevor Lawrence. I get it. Tua has better weapons, a better O-line than Trevor Lawrence, But Tua has been the better quarterback over the past 2 seasons than Lawrence. So to me, I have no issue offering $55 million on an annual average basis to Tua because that's what Trevor Lawrence got. But the concerning part to me is that they're not even offering, apparently to Jeff Darlington, close to Jared Goff numbers. And Goff, to me, is a very good quarterback. He is. He's got a great structure around him. But I think Tua is better. Goff has played in 4 more games. And as I make the same point with Trevor Lawrence, if you average out Tua's numbers to equal Jared Goff's games played, Tua would have more yards than Goff. He would have more touchdowns. And the only thing that Tua lacks in is the interception. So to me, Tua is in the same tier, if not better than both Goff and Trevor Lawrence. And that is why I have a little bit of concern for me personally that Chris Grier and the Dolphins have not offered the same type of deal to Tua that the Lions gave Jared Goff and the Jacksonville Jaguars gave Trevor Lawrence. To me, it just doesn't make a lot of sense. The conversation on Tua Tagovailoa will continue, but we have a new sponsor I have to tell you about because it's one of my favorites. That is True Nutrition, the best supplement in the game. If you're buying protein powder or other supplements, you should be concerned about the ingredients. It's no secret that the supplement industry is not heavily regulated, and many products on the market have fillers and even harmful chemicals in them. That's why I'm excited to talk about today's sponsor, True Nutrition. Unlike most supplemental brands that focus on marketing a product that is manufactured elsewhere, True Nutrition manufactures its own products while marketing takes a back seat. True Nutrition was formed to provide protein powders, supplements with absolutely no fillers, no additives, no gluten, and most importantly, no BS. Because I hate when companies brag about third-party testing. Supplement brands are supposed to do this per the FDA. True Nutrition takes this a step further. They don't have a third-party test. They also first-party test to verify content. They've sent back truckloads of product to suppliers over the years that didn't meet True Nutrition's purity standards. And I get a lot of ranging products for them, whether it be protein powder, creatine monohydrate, which I use on a daily basis. And my personal favorite as of late, this True Flavor Fudge Brownie. It tastes terrific. You can add specific boost into it and whatever you like. I added a carb enzyme boost into it. You can customize whatever you want into your protein blend, which is why I love using True Nutrition. It also just flat out tastes terrific. You can use it with water. You can use it with milk. You can put it in Greek yogurt, which I've been doing lately as a little breakfast. I love the versatility of True Nutrition protein powder, and you should too. So for a limited time, our listeners get 15% off your entire order when you use code CHAT at checkout. That's 15% off your order at TrueNutrition.com with promo code CHAT. Take the guesswork out of nutrition with True Nutrition. That link and promo code will be in the description and comments of today's video. Be like me, get True Nutrition today. As we get back to the conversation on Tua Tagovailoa, I just don't understand. Like, we showed the numbers, right? And I don't care what your opinion is of Tua. If he's got a weak arm, whatever you want to say, because there are Tua haters out there from the Dolphins fans. Like, there's Dolphins fans that don't want to extend Tua. And I understand both sides of the coin here. But after seeing the stats, you just simply can't tell me that they're not at least in the same tier of quarterbacks. Like, Tua is a top 12 quarterback. I think the same could be said for Trevor Lawrence and Jared Goff. Like, they might very well be 10, 11, and 12 in the NFL. Like, that's fine. But if the Dolphins aren't even reaching $50 million in annual average salary, there is no serious expectation, at least from me, that Tua is going to take that deal. And I got to be honest, if I was in Tua's camp and Chris Grier came to me with a $50 million annual average basis over 4 seasons, so 4 for 200, I would say no too. Like, I just had the best season of my career. I just put up 4,600 yards and led the league in passing. You seriously don't think I'm going to get better in this offense with Mike McDaniel and the weapons around me? Like, if I was Tua, I'd be betting on myself too. Like, to me, I think the Dolphins need to get this done, and I don't know what Tua is asking for. Maybe he is asking for more than Trevor Lawrence. He's asking for 56, 57 mil. That's a different conversation. But not to be even in the same ballpark is a little concerning, if you ask me, especially when there's more extensions coming down the pipeline. What do I mean by that? Well, there's still two other quarterbacks outside of Tua that are looking for a contract extension and will likely be getting one at least this offseason or next offseason as well. Those two quarterbacks being Jordan Love from the Green Bay Packers and Dak Prescott for the Cowboys. And Dak Prescott's kind of in the same song and dance that Tua and Miami are in right now, right? Dak's been wanting an extension over the past couple of years or not, and they just simply haven't given it to him yet. Jordan Love, coming off the first full season of him starting, is looking for an extension, and the Packers seem motivated to give him one. And the issue that I'm facing here is like, you are teetering on disaster. If you let Jordan Love or Dak Prescott get their extension before Tua, which I said the same thing about Trevor Lawrence, by the way. I wanted Tua's to get done before T-Law in Jacksonville. But if you let another extension pass up Tua, you are setting yourself up for a massive mess the rest of the offseason because let's say Jordan Love gets the same deal as Jared Goff, which probably is what I would project. I don't think he would get the same as Trevor Lawrence because I just don't think he's on the same tier. But if he gets $53 million, $52 million, there is absolutely no excuse to not give Tua more than Jordan Love. Love had a good first season in Green Bay, and he worked with weapons that aren't named and big names, I should say, like Tua has. But Jordan Love is not better than Tua Tagovailoa, so you're going to have to offer more. And the contract projection that I have continuously came back to on the channel is this. I'm fine with giving Tua the same exact contract, basically, as Trevor Lawrence with a little bit more guaranteed money. I'd give Tua 4 for $220, $55 million in annual average salary. And you're asking yourself, well, how is that more than Trevor Lawrence? He got 5 for $275 and $200 guaranteed. Well, think about this, right? He got $275 with $200 guaranteed. So that's $75 million that aren't guaranteed. With this contract, you're one less year, but you get a little bit more guaranteed money in terms of percentage based on the total. You only get $40 million less than guaranteed. So realistically, it's like a 3 for $180 contract, if you will. So to me, I am okay offering Tua this, especially after he played 17 games and had the best season of his career. And maybe it's projection, maybe it's not, but I do think he's going to have another terrific season in 24-25, and I don't want to have to pay him $58-60 million next offseason. You could disagree with me if you want, but the contract extension on screen, would you offer Tua this? Type Y for yes or type N for no. I'm just having a hard time understanding why we wouldn't give him that because he is only going to get better, in my opinion, and I think he's just going to continue to flourish in this offense. And not even mentioning how he is going to perform, but the QB market is only going to go up. It goes up every single season. Like, if Goff and Lawrence got extended last offseason, they would have not gotten the same contract they got this offseason. It has to do with inflation and the salary cap continuing to go up in the NFL, which allows quarterbacks to get paid even more. So if you wait and want to go the franchise tag route and then extend him if he plays good again, you're going to have to pay $57-60 million next year. You just are. And that's the concern for me. I don't want to do that. And as I mentioned a little bit earlier, Tua is a top 12 quarterback in the NFL. You pay the man what the market is at quarterback, and the market tells you between $53 and $55 million. If Tua wants $57 or $56 million a year, sure, then I'm okay, not giving him that right now. But if he's only asking for what his peers got in Jared Goff and Trevor Lawrence, to me, there's absolutely no excuse to get this done. I want smiles, sunshine, rainbows, no issues whatsoever going into late July when rookies and veterans report to training camp. So let's get to his contract extension done in the next 3 weeks, and let's move past this, have our quarterback of the future, and then just focus on winning the AFC East in 24-25. All right, that's going to do it for today's show. Make sure you are subscribed because if Tua does get an extension relatively soon, we will have a video for you like we do all breaking news stories. And we're so close to that milestone of 57K. So help a boy out, hit that sub button, and let's get there on today's show.